The Brimstone Man walked away after a successful mission. Well, partially successful at least. He had proof, anyways, that his target was deceased, and that should be enough to get him paid. Additional hazard pay, given the fungal nature of the threats in the valley, that would likely require some extra negotiation. But he was confident that Gartone was a practical man, a man who would listen to reason. And sure, this job came with regrets, as any job did, but he was a professional. It wasn't as if the Brimstone Man could simply shirk his responsibilities because some adventurers had briefly piqued his interest. He would never work again if he thought like that. And besides, they had hung him out to dry, had they not? Clearly the interest was not mutual. It was a tight-knit cohort, and the Brimstone Man stood on the outside. He shook his head as he walked. It was as simple as that. There was nothing to regret. To think otherwise was the height of silliness. He would return to Starfall with his broken little brain jar, he would become a rich man, and then he would move on to the next adventure somewhere far, far away from chainsaw half-orcs, snake men, space children, and Yosoki. The Brimstone Man stopped walking short of the valley's exit. There were shadows up ahead, shadows along his side. Others watching him, mirroring his movements. Hunting, perhaps? That was a very interesting development indeed. His hand drifted up to the sword on his hip and rested there as he flicked his eyes from tree to stone to cave, searching for his pursuers. Bonjour? Hello? It is rude to skulk about in the shadows, wouldn't you agree? Let us converse in the open, lest we misunderstand one another. This is Pot Against the Machine.
Pot Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pot Against the Machine, the only Pathfinder actual play whose woodwork is infested with crabs. I'm your host, and here's everyone.
Oh, come now.
I don't know what to say about that reference, because no time has passed.
Yeah, I mean, are we truly the first actual play podcast with crabs in our woodwork? Right in.
And it is always time for crab.
Just like the song says. Hey.
Hello.
Oh.
Previously on the program, the party had just finished up a fight with a weird horseshoe crab with a gun in the sort of deflated circus tent that was the central chamber of this gigantic dead beast. They robbed it but couldn't identify its stuff, and then proceeded to check out some of the doors in this place, of which there are many. They opted to go south first because, sometimes it's just easier to go south if you're thinking like an ant. They checked out the one to the southeast, which led into a room with some weird piles of gunk left behind. It looked like it actually had been a Dominion of the Black storage room back in the day, and there were still some treasures left behind, like a little set of teeth that you could shove down your own throat and get extra teeth if you want them. Normal stuff for normal aliens.
That's definitely all it did. It just gave you more teeth.
Yeah, just more teeth. No ill effects. And then they headed back out and went across the body chamber to the door on the west side, which opened up into a long, thinnish room that was filled with giant, horrible crab monsters with lamprey-like mouths and humanoid brains stuck into blisters on their backs. That became what we like to call in the business a door fight, wherein the monsters were all on one side of the door and the party was all on the other side of the door, and all the fighting happened through the door, which it took a little while. There were a lot of lightning bolts. I think Alwyn got poisoned, which is always fun. Brixby, I think, is still invisible, but eventually I think the party, using the power of Ashen Path and just blocking all the sight lines, really got an advantage there, and then finished off the crabs, who, eventually got frustrated and just ran into melee, which is just asking to be chopped up with a chainsaw or a magical bastard sword. So that's where we are now, still standing in the aforementioned doorway. Brixby is invisible and has probably just abandoned everyone, and Alwyn is still poisoned. So I think, as we get started, let's just kick it off with a fortitude save from Alwyn.
Alwyn just realized he did not get his dice out when he got everything else out, so give him half a second.
Why would you need dice?
To make that?
It's not like we're playing Pathfinder, one of the diciest games there be.
Definitely not.
Is this really a door fight, or was it more of like a membrane melee?
That's true. It was very membranous.
Sky metal.
The bar's so low, just alliterate.
He theoretically rolled a 2 on the die.
Theoretically.
What would his next bit of damage be?
Theoretically speaking, he'll take one more strength damage, and he is staggered for another round.
Awesome.
So
it's up to 3 strength damage.
you've got about 6 seconds before you have to worry about that again, if anybody wants to do anything.
Can I disable your poison?
yeah, I think you would definitely say, as his, I think he has 3 or 4 of those tentacles left still waving around for another few rounds.
God, I forgot about that.
Something is still very wrong. I think I'm poisoned.
Maybe I can help treat it. And I can try a treat disease against the disease's DC. That would give you a +4 if I can hit that heal check. Nope. That was a 5 off the dice, and my heal skill's not good enough.
All right.
Okay. Next roll then.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, that is a 17 on the die for, it's a fort, right?
That is fort, yeah.
Is it a poison?
So 16 total.
20, 25 total.
All right, you have a save. Unfortunately, this is a more than one consecutive save type of deal, so you're not yet in the clear. Shall we roll forth 6 seconds into the future?
Treating disease successfully this time with a 27
This is
against the
the
DC.
saddest thing that I have to add, but treat disease is treating a disease or tending to a creature wounded by spike growth or spike stones takes 10 minutes of work.
Sorry, I meant poison.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
'Cause this is a poison.
If it's poison, then it's a standard action and we are good to go.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure between the poison and disease thing. Okay.
Which I need to look. No, I have removed disease. I do not have.
Let me just restate that.
remove
That's a
poison.
successful treat poison with a 27 against the poison's DC.
All right,
So you get
that's
that
gonna,
+4 competence bonus.
it's a big bonus.
Question: would our delay poison communal have stopped that from affecting us in the first place?
That is a good point. It is a poison. Yeah. I guess it actually would have.
I'm looking through my spells right now, looking for it. I'm like, oh wait, I cast that on us for the 2-hour thing right before we walked in here.
Yeah, but that expired
'Cause I
right
used the
before
rod.
you got in here, I think. is what it
So
is.
crazy.
Such a shame.
All right, we're going to
I
re-record
wish that
that 90-minute
showed something
fight
on
with
your
enough
sheet.
you. And we're back. No time has passed. Thankfully, the strength damage didn't impact any of Alwyn's rolls.
I mean, look, how about this, y'all? There is an RP element to everything. How does Alwyn overcome the poison? Yeah, you've cast delay poison. I don't know. Act out a little scene.
No pressure.
No pressure.
We can leave out the me just now realizing we should have had this, and I can make my other roll and see if we get rid of it that way.
I think just given how much we committed to the poison, I would say that like treat it as if it was left. Make your last roll. Hopefully you pass it, and then you can cast delay poison again after this.
That's a 14 on the die for a. What is 14 plus 8? 22?
With a 22, you are cured of the poison. No more strengthy damage.
Hey.
While we're just sort of hanging out and making saves, though, could Kira give me a quick will save?
Why do you do this?
It's not me. I mean, in some ways it is.
Isn't
me.
it?
In some ways it's me, and in some ways it's not.
In some ways. Okay. Hey, that's not bad. That's a 14 for a 25.
All right, pretty good save this time. Better than previous saves.
You say so.
All right, so Alwyn's no longer dying of poison, and there's a whole bunch of dead crabs, basically like on Kira based on the map. What's everybody doing?
Alwyn will start healing everybody. So he's gonna get rid of his strength damage on himself and then start healing up the rest of the party. Which I don't know if... I'm trying to remember, even though no time has passed, how many people actually got like hit by anything last time, since we kind of fought them from the other side of a doorway mostly.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else going on.
I think pretty much just Levi, Tarazi, and Kira were the only ones in melee range for most of that, right?
Tarazi was down 8. Oof.
Okay, so that 16 will go towards everybody, and then I'll just kind of heal everybody else in the background if we want to start doing our next stuff.
Yeah, I guess I just like start warming the garlic butter with prestidigitation. Are they like soft shell?
I think the shells are pretty hard.
Oh, that's fair. The brains are the soft part.
Yeah. If you want to do some light cannibalism, that's...
Some light cannibalism.
I mean, you don't rat
see
brains.
the bodies, so, I mean, yeah, it's extra light cannibalism for Brixby, just because it's not the same species.
Episode title. Let me just add that to
extra light cannibalism. Yeah, are they holding anything besides brains?
Oh, that's a good question. These noble Nathal goos. It doesn't look like they've got any gear. No treasure to speak of this time.
No tubes of any kind? No Nathal goo tubes?
Sadly, no.
Bummer. Listeners, you're not the only ones who didn't find that funny. Nobody in the cast even half smiled.
I was behind a pop filter smiling at that one.
I was trying to remember what episode we're on.
70.
7?
Nathal goo tubes are going to fly off the shelves, especially with the brain blasters, little flavor blasters in there shaped like brains. I think it's a great idea. Legal told me
Just
it's
cut the
already
whole thing
approved.
out.
No. No, it's staying. But now you said that and it's enshrined forever.
Dang it. Tell me I'm funny. I'm needy emotionally.
Having emotional needs is fine.
Yes. Welcome. All right, this is going to turn into an affirmation podcast.
Our new affirmation cast.
Good night, Sam.
I affirm that I dispel acid fog before we walk into it.
Probably wise.
That's probably a good idea.
It's going to be really funny when we cut all of that out and then I just say that I affirm that I do something.
I declare acid fog cleared.
So strings of tissue hang rancid and foul from the ceiling of this hourglass-shaped room. What may have once been some form of biological control panels line the western walls, but today they've all decayed into foulness. There do appear to be particularly thick, sort of membranous door-like structures on the western side, both the southwest and then towards the back of the room in the northwest.
All right. All right. So we've got a couple of membranes on the western wall, and some decayed biological technology. Looks like that's our only way out. Hey, big stuff. You got the good looking?
Ready to kick some membranes?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. But I have to look at it first. Yeah, I'll take a look.
Look at it.
Plus 19 plus the goggles at 10, so 14 plus 13 plus 20 is 33, and then another 10, 43. 43? At least 33.
That's a lot. Well, I think that you hear the sort of distant clanking of metal, like rustling of some kind of metal thing in there.
Okay, with the 43, do I hear anything else?
No, it seems like that's about it. Maybe the standard sort of schlorps and flurps of the steadily decaying beast husk that you're all inside.
I hear florps. And maybe a distant banging.
Are the flops different than the normal ambient flops?
They sound pretty similar to the normal ambient florps, right? Disembodied voice who sometimes tells us things?
Oh, they seem approximately like the normal ambient florps.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is so gross, but to think about the amount of decomposing gas, like, that would come off of a creature of this size that is dying, this whole place would just be like, you'd step and it would be like walking around on a whoopee cushion of rot. Please, let's cut this out.
It's got to be horrible being in here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just edited 158 and described it in many terrible ways. And I think we are continuing to do so, but it's sad when Brixby does because he's the only one that's on the disc, even though there's rum on the disc. Levi could get up here.
Oh, there's room on the disc. I heard rum on the disc, and I was like, there's rum on the disc? How fun.
It's the northeastern thing. Like,
yeah, no, I get it now.
When I would work, when I worked in a cafe, first two jobs were like working in cafes, coffee shops, definitely in Maine. And being like, yeah, do you want any rum in that? And they'd be like, I do what? It's like 14-year-old is offering to pirate up my coffee for me. But yeah, no, I feel like, I don't know if it extends all the way down to New York, but a lot of like Mainers will say R-U-M instead of R-O-O-M. I also say like hot dogs. It's kind of hard for me to say hot dogs.
We definitely have a lot of rum around here.
Mm-hmm.
And also people pronouncing that word wrong.
Yes. Please, people, whoever is editing, cut all of this out. I really don't want this much self-exposition while we're doing healing in the background. But yeah, want to kick that membrane?
Kick that membrane. Kick that membrane.
We need like a really good Foley sound for that. It's like.
Do I have to beat anything for?
No, you can kick that membrane right open.
Oh no!
My foot gets stuck in the membrane.
I mean, this is a pretty thick membrane, so it probably takes a couple kicks or chops or what have you, just to clear all the tissues crisscrossing.
A couple chops.
The smell in this humid chamber still holds the foul stink of rot, but a cloyingly sweet smell mingles with it here. To the southwest, the ceiling rises from its initial 10 feet to nearly 25 feet, where what appears to be an immense iron and glass cauldron hangs from coils of metal and muscled chains and cords. The inside of the cauldron churns with fluid, shaking against its restraints, creating the metallic sort of jangling noises that you heard a moment ago.
Let's go check it out. It's probably fine.
Hold on. Floor first, right?
Yes.
Can we roll anything on the Angry Cauldron?
Sure, if you want to roll a dungeoneering.
I don't like that.
Just a 31 perception to see if the floor in the other side of that door looks traversable or trapped.
The floor looks pretty safe.
It's a nat 1 for a 16.
Don't worry. I had a nat 10 for a 17, so I know everything.
It's probably an instant pot.
I just checked my ruler and aloe and can't even see it yet, so...
If it's an aberration, consider that a 19.
Not gonna be enough, even with a 19, to know what this bubbling...
It's a croc golem.
There's just no way to know. It just looks like a bubbling pot hanging from the ceiling, as, things do.
Okay, what if we get closer now?
Yes, perhaps this is the galley, and they're preparing a lovely stew.
So we should go through the door. I mean, we have an intern, but there doesn't appear to be any danger.
It seems pretty chill to me.
All right,
Why
whatever.
we're hanging out in the doorway.
Run through the door.
You never saw anything like this, Asuma, that you recall?
No, when I was a prisoner, they didn't have any giant yellow pots of stuff that I can think of.
Oh, why does it have a token, Sam?
Does it smell like Mountain Dew? It looks like Mountain Dew.
It looks a little bit like Diet Mountain Dew. Now, as you approach, with Kira, of course, running out in front, you all hear in your minds more than in your ears, but in common, interestingly, "Who goes there?"
And then we sit in silence.
Yeah, we wait and hope it thinks it heard them.
Everyone freeze.
It's okay, it has no eyes or ears, so if we're just very careful.
It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex in a pot. It's actually what happens when you put a Tyrannosaurus Rex in a giant Vitamix.
Oh no.
Will it blend?
That thing it's in is very, Geiger-esque.
Yeah.
It says, "Cease your approach. Who are you? Why are you here?"
I was hoping we could just walk up to it without answering, but no.
Yeah, just
Hi. I'm Kira. These are my friends. We're just kind of poking around. What's up with you?
I am called the Star's Whisper. You are in my domain. I am the mind of this place. You small fleshlings, you must help me wreak my vengeance.
Can you say more about that?
In flying here, in carrying the Dominion to this place, I have cursed myself to die. In this moldering corpse you stand within. I do not wish to be abandoned, to be left in a rotting pile, in a rotting carcass on some forsaken world. Bring me forth, bring me out of here.
So, it's the ship's, brain?
It appears that the Star's Whisper thinks of itself, at least, as the mind of the ship.
And
Sorry, I just want to had a quick... when Alwyn rolled on that a couple sessions back, the information you gave is that these ships always do this when they land, right?
Yeah,
they always decompose like this?
Yeah, they're single-use kind of creatures where they make
Yeah.
one spaceflight, land, and die.
I'm wondering why it seems to be surprised about this outcome.
What do your kind call it themselves? Oh, Stars Whisper.
And it says, "We are called," and then it says, it makes like psychically amalgamation of sounds that the human tongue cannot reproduce.
Cool.
In your tongue, we are called ship minds. The Nethalgu use us, they create us, they use us, and they murder us in countless numbers all across the universe.
Oh, man. Hate that.
Do you serve the Nethalgu?
No. They suck, and not in a good way.
Serve them a butt kicking. We do. Through a membrane.
We just killed like 4 of them on the other side of this wall. Hopefully we can kill some more.
Do you want to come with us and kill them?
I would love nothing
Can
more.
you come with us?
But I think when it says that, it kind of lifts itself kind of schlorpily out like over the top of the container, so you can see that this bubbling like 15-foot spherical yellow amorphous blobby thing kind of peek over the side, and like you can see that it doesn't really have like a coherent physical form, and it flops back into its cauldron, and it just says, "Unfortunately, I am a prisoner here."
If we were to help you, how would we even get you out if you can't leave this container you're in?
Sort of sits in silence there for a moment as it seems to think about the idea, and then sort of groans in frustration. You hear like the equivalent of a almost scream in your heads as it sort of jostles about, like the whole big cauldron up in the air is like shaking and flopping around as it's getting frustrated. It goes, "I do not know. I wish to hate them. They murdered me. They have murdered me. Do you understand? To be created, to be murdered upon your creation. Do you understand?"
It does sound like a very cruel life. I don't know what we could do to help you specifically, but maybe if you tell us more about the Nethalgu and where maybe more of them are and what they do here, maybe we could figure something out.
They have abandoned this place. They used my vessel only for transport. They will have holed up nearby, created a facility, transported their experiments, their biological creations, whatever they are making now to take over this world. They've dug in somewhere and they are building and building. They will create an army, and more of themselves and more of their minions and more of me. They will use this place not only to take control of the entire world, but also as a staging area to send out more parties, always expanding.
We would also very much like if they didn't do that. So I think, and he kind of looks at everybody else, we probably want to help this being, right? Or maybe?
Brixby whispers in Alwyn's ear because he doesn't really have the charisma for this, but like, what is it going to do with its freedom? We don't have interstellar travel. Like, even if we do manage to like hoist this up with our strength or transport it outside or put it inside of a bag because it doesn't have to breathe or something and bring it outside, what's it going to do? Like, live in the lake and be a terror? Is it going to rove around the Star or the Spider angry? Like, it seems like this thing was literally purpose made for it's having more of an existential crisis than I don't know if we're going to be able to mitigate. But that's my thought. Yeah, all that. That said, also, it still might know something that could help us kill all of them. And we can grab onto that revenge. Revenge is strong. Drives people beyond even self-preservation.
Has anyone other than our group of adventurers come through here that was not an Athalgu?
There are others of the Dominion's creatures. Ancient Nethalgu. Beyond them, it has evolved into some other form of life, and much smaller creatures as well. They look like brains that walk on four legs. They wear the bodies of others. They steal the lives of others. One wears the body of a dragon that we encountered as we flew through space. And Asuma, upon hearing that, basically cocks 3 guns at the same time. And she says, I know that one.
Oh boy, I know these guys. They were illegally used on a D&D poster not very long ago.
Yeah.
Sure were.
Yeah. We are
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
not freaking out in the player
Would any
chat.
of us be able to... Yeah, would any of us be able to roll on that description to possibly know anything about these four-legged creatures?
Sure. Let me just pull up the stat block so I know what I'm talking about for these creatures that might not exist. It is a dungeoneering.
Okie dokie.
Said I figured out.
Oh my god!
I would say you need to throw that die away, but it's not a real die.
It's the whole server. It's
Throw
gotta
a
throw it
foundry
all
away. Just change your color.
That's it.
Yeah,
I'll get you new dice.
horrifically even lower than that.
Because it's knowledge dungeoneering. That's why I can't. So, fun fact: I rolled an 11 and got the same thing you got, rolling a natural 1.
I'm an int caster, so that's how it goes.
Yeah.
So every...
Sounds freaky.
Oh, they're the worst. Luckily, every...
Also, did he say one of them was in a dragon?
Oh, you did say
Definitely
one of
heard
them was
dragon.
in...
I was gonna say I vaguely remember hearing that after I was freaking out already over that.
Some kind of dragon.
I don't know what the
in
first thing
space.
is, but I know what a dragon
Space
is.
dragon. Yeah, space dragon. Oh,
That's probably nothing.
this whole area needs to leave our brains alone. This whole zone. Cut this out. Probably me. Probably doing this one. Cut this out. But oh god, can someone ask them if they know what's behind this door?
Can you tell us, if you are the mind of this place, you should know a fairly detailed layout of it, correct? Would you be able to tell us what's in the areas we haven't managed to get into yet? Like, for example, this door right here out of this room? Not the one we came in, but the one next to it?
And it says, in there is a stored cache of items from this world. Before they had established their facility elsewhere, they were bringing back looted items and storing them here. Their items are stored within. I do not know their nature. I have lost my senses in the rest of this body as I wither and die away here.
I think other stuff we could ask him.
I mean, what gives them life? Is there anything that can reverse what's going on with our man here?
Yeah, how do they... You said that these creatures would multiply, create more of themselves, more beings like you. How do they do this? Do they breed naturally, or do they Is there something else involved? Something we could stop?
They build laboratories. They create us. They create many different times of life.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Sorry about your situation, but you basically just said this is a room full of cool items, so...
Yeah,
I'll
there's
just gonna
probably some
hover.
sweet stuff in there. I don't know.
Yeah, for all we know, that Orange Julius we're looking for is in there.
Just high five the depressed goo on the way out. Sadness ooze.
Yeah, can we put a sticker on it? Does it take stickers?
Yeah, just slap it on the grass.
Yeah.
On the glass, excuse me.
A sticker on the tank.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It just says tanks a lot. Or like thanks for being a friend. Let's kick that membrane.
Yeah, so do we want to look at the cache of Galarian artifacts?
The dragon's like in this room. This is just,
Yeah, that's the dragon's hoard.
it's a liar's ooze.
So you're kicking open the membrane to the cache.
Yeah, it's already done.
All right.
It's open.
Kick
I
that
want it.
brain.
Well, as Tarazi kicks open that membrane, and you can see beyond like fluid-filled blisters that appear to have numerous things floating in them. Like it looks like you can see a set of armor, a staff, some kind of set of headgear, a big gun, and then a bunch of smaller things in there. But almost as that opens, you hear in your heads, "But can fleshlings such as you ever hope to stand against the might of the Dominion? I must know. If you die to me, then I shall know that you were weak and you never stood a chance. But if you do not, then I can die knowing that you can do what must be done." And then it's gonna just shoot like a blast of plasma. And Alwyn, thanks for standing closest to the monster. It is does 28 hit your touch AC?
Touch, yes. Oh, no, this isn't as bad as I thought it was. I thought it was going to be a line attack when you said a blast of plasma.
Let's see. Let me just.
So I thought you were waiting for us to all be in a line in front of you.
No, it's just targeting the one person. That is 39 plasma damage
Ugh.
to your back, and it is time to roll for initiative.
I'm gonna peel that sticker right back off the glass.
Tanks for nothing. There you are.
Yes, half of my health. Or not quite, but close. It's very mean. Oh, God, I've been rolling like garbage.
All right, Snake Squad.
Hey, I found high numbers. That's a natural 18 for a 21.
It's pretty fast. How about Brixby?
I rolled a 19 for a 27.
Wow, nice and speedy. Kira,
5 for a 12.
that's not speedy at all.
No.
How about Alwyn?
Alwyn, possibly because he just got blasted in the face with 39 plasma damage, rolled a natural 1 for an 8.
That's not very good. So unfortunately for all of you, the Star's Whisper did roll 31 initiative total. Since it just blasted Alwyn, I think it's gonna blast the second closest being, which is the big snake. So it's shooting a bolt of plasma once again at. That's a critical threat. So that's a cocked die. How about a 31 versus flat-footed touch to confirm?
So not flat-footed with combat
All right,
reflexes, still hysterically high, and yes, that is a critical hit.
Okay, so this is going to be a lot of dice. I hope not to kill the snake in the first action of the fight so soon after killing the snake previously. That is 75 plasma damage.
Ow. Yeah, that's a lot. Not dead, but ow.
All right, well, the Star's Whisper will not be moving at this time for obvious reasons. And that brings us to the feverish Brixby.
Okay, so it's floating still in the cauldron.
Yeah, it's in the cauldron.
Does it seem to control its own floating? Because I see some stuff going on with this cauldron. Is it like being held up by articulated arms? Or is it just like a big angry bowl of jello?
The container itself appears to be immobile, like partially organic, partially metal thing that's wrapped around it. It doesn't seem like it can move that. But you don't know, like that might be a thing that you can break, which would potentially like render it more damageable, but it might also render it mobile should it get out of there.
So I'm really thinking about maybe knocking it down, but I don't have a whole lot that I can do with this. Man, nothing like another fight near a doorway where I'm delaying. How tall are the ceilings in this room?
Over on the side you're on, they're about 10 feet high, but once you get past this sort of set of like valves here that almost everybody's kind of congregated inside, it rapidly rises to about 20 feet tall or 25 feet tall where the ship mind is.
Okay, cool. Then Brixby is in fact going to delay this moment.
All right, that'll bring us to the snake squad.
Okay. Well, Drowsy just saw his best friend almost die again. And so it is going to take a double move that he is going to get all the way up next to this thing. So,
It is going to slap you on the way in.
Okay. Is it a touch slap?
No, it's a regular slappity-do.
Okay, I feel slightly better about that.
32 to slap.
I regret my decision of feeling better. Not of taking the damage, that hits, but like, I was overconfident.
Okay, so 18 damage on the slap. 4 intelligence damage.
Oh.
As
Just
it has shot a pseudopod out of the tank of this gelatinous Diet Mountain Dew colored grossness, and it is attempting to wrap around you with why can't I see its CMD? It is a 34 to grab.
34 meets beats.
All right, well, you are grappled.
Super neat. Joke's on you. I control 2 snakes. Hurrah! And with a mechanical charge, Levi and his magic mouth thunder forward.
How does a 36 sound on the
No.
combat reflexes slap on him?
I mean, it sounds awful, an awful lot like a hit.
19 damage on that slap. And,
Neat.
and also 4 intelligence damage.
Okay. It's really cool.
Well, you can bite it now.
No, I can't. Animal companions don't have a lot of intelligence to begin with, so
Oh,
you do
no.
4 intelligence damage to it. Falls into a coma.
Oh my god.
This poor snake.
He's having a bad run. Those big goopy snakes.
End of turn, Sam.
I failed in that Tarazi and Levi both get will saves for that intelligence damage.
Hey.
I should read my stat blocks closer. Those are will savey doos.
Thank goodness.
I was gonna say that is a brutal. If it just
Yeah, I
does
was
it.
like, this has to be wrong. This has to be wrong. What am I missing? It's
I mean, with energy drain and stuff, I feel like it's not that crazy. It's not that wild.
Yeah. True.
Sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to step on.
it's weird just because it's hidden under defensive abilities. Like
that's
something
so
about its slam attack is listed under defensive abilities, but you know, I'm not Paizo from however long ago this was.
2016, 2014, somewhere in between. I think this
Yeah.
is the 2014, 2015.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Warfare Crown was
All right.
2017.
Looking at 25 for Tarazi and a 22 for Levi.
No intelligence damage for either of you. 22 meets beats.
Oh boy, that's not a gimme. Well, considering the Levi has a +4 will save, that is a tough thing. However, he does get to make a single intelligent bite attack. And that is a number I like to call 32.
No, 32 will bite.
So 17 damage.
Doesn't all go through.
And attempt to grab. Don't forget, you were grabbed by grabbing me, unless you got some stupid Stars Whisper psychic grab shenanigans. Combat grab flexes.
Such grab flexes.
That is a 37 to grab.
Not gonna do
Yeah,
it.
didn't think so. But did some damage.
It's first blood. All right, so the narcissistic Asuma, I think she's just gonna shoot through cover rather than, rather than trying to maneuver around and only getting one shot. She's gonna use the magic laser. 14 versus touch won't do it. Another 14 versus touch. 12 versus touch. This is terrible. 15 versus touch also doesn't do it. And hey, she gets it on the lowest attack roll. She actually gets a hit. So alright, she does a little bit of damage. Doesn't look like it did much at all. And she's mad about that. Kira, you're up. You're belligerent. And this thing's killing people.
Yeah. Have we been attacking the jar?
Kind of the jar and the creature inside sort of thing.
Okay.
But you can directly hit the jar if you so choose.
No, I'm gonna go for the creature if I can. I don't want to break up a party, but I am going to rage and use that extra movement to try and get around to the side of it. Rage. As we all know, you should never don't do. Can I make it here? Oh, I can't. Can I make it here?
Can you do 60 feet in a move? I guess with rage you can, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah.
Feel pretty confident about that, although less confident with someone else confirming. Without someone else confirming.
How does 34 sound on the slap on the way
Are you
in?
serious? Yeah, I mean, it sounds good.
Combat reflexes are a beautiful thing.
You're saying that now.
16 damage and a will save.
Hey, that's a nat 20.
Okay,
Plus,
so
14.
well, nat 20 is an automatic pass, so Kira does not get any intelligence damage.
I have so little intelligence, Sam. Oh, and now I can go, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with a chainsaw.
Why?
Wish this had been my will save. That is gonna be a 27 to hit.
27 hits exactly.
Great. Use my prettiest dice. 2 5s and a 1. That's gonna be 11 plus. Shoot. Sorry, 11 plus. Give me 1 second to open this thing so that I can remember. I think it's 11 plus 25. So 36.
All right, doesn't seem to all go through, as is tradition. But it still hurt.
That's my turn.
All right.
I would like to jump back into the initiative.
I'm sorry you banned.
It's fair. All right.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, no, it's a rule. Look it up. It's on page 200. I would like to know if I were to cast, say, an AoE spell. I don't know if this would be like a knowledge engineering. Would that damage its structural chassis more than hurting it?
The AoE could potentially hit both it and the container that it's in.
All right, cool. And like, does my other question, does it appear that it has cover in its current sitch?
No, it's kind of just providing it like a armor / hardness sort of goodness.
I kind of want to destroy the thing it's in. I think there's a benefit to it. If you object, scream as a free action. Because otherwise, I think I'd like to shoot a fireball right here, which is like the furthest back and wouldn't hit anybody else in the party. Right here being like the furthest southwestern recesses of the cave that would still keep my friend Kira outside of the 20-foot radius.
All right.
Alrighty, so I need a reflex save from anything that's going to get hit.
Do objects get reflex saves?
No.
Yeah, so no reflex save from the container. 28 from the ship mind.
Oh my gosh.
Surprisingly reflective giant blob.
Yeah, that is way higher than any of my current DCs. So you will take the ship. Wow, it doesn't look like a great roll either. Lots of ones in there. It's 28. So 28 to the containment chamber, 14 to the goose. And that's my turn.
Notably, it doesn't seem like the fire does full damage to the container because it's, it's got hardness, and it doesn't seem like it does anything at all to the blobo inside.
Oh no. It's bad.
That's probably fine. Alwyn.
Alwyn had to change what he was going to do this round. I can't hit all three of them with a heal. I can get the snakes though and then go run and hide until I can heal myself. So I think he's going to do that. He's going to use his last Cure Light Mass of the day on Snake Squad. So that is 8 plus 11. So they both heal 12. It's not much, but I can do it from a distance and hit 2 of them. And then he is going to retreat the extent of his movement into the treasure room and hopefully out of this thing's line of sight so he can heal himself next turn. And that will be his turn.
Okay, so that brings us to the top of round 2 and the Star's Whisper. What the Star's Whisper is going to do is, as a swift action, it's going to make a combat maneuver check. Let's see, does this provoke? I guess it would probably provoke. I don't like that.
I think it provokes.
It probably provokes. It's probably going to do it anyways. So, anyone who can currently strike it in melee can take an attack of opportunity against the ship mind as it performs a swift combat maneuver against the grappled Tarazi.
I wonder if it's a swift action, if that means it wouldn't provoke. If it's anything like spells that become swift,
Maybe.
then those don't.
That is a good question.
Because I know as a standard, then yeah, you're looking for that improved feat. But if it's swift, I don't know if that changes anything.
Well, it's about the specific action itself, whether it's standard, swift, or immediate, only modifies that action. So yes, that's true in the sense, but if it is using a combat, even if it had like swift trip, but somehow did not have improved trip, it would provoke. Which is weird. So I don't know if that is the same as this, because I don't know if it's like something natural like engulf or whatever. I don't know if that is like, I'm just guessing. I don't even know if that's a thing in Pathfinder actually.
So he's performing a distracting act. Provokes an attack of opportunity. So yeah, I'm just seeing like quicken spells do not provoke attacks of opportunity, and I feel like attacks or performing a combat maneuver does, but some combat maneuvers substitute for melee attack, not an action. As melee attacks, they can be used once, blah blah blah. No, that doesn't say whether they provoke or not, and use feat varies. So I don't know. Yeah, I said you could have attacks of opportunity. You can have attacks of opportunity.
38.
38 hits.
And 34.
34 damage.
Yeah.
Alright, doesn't all go through, but doesn't really matter that much. Has Big Snake got one?
Yeah, he, with flanking, would also have a 38.
Alright.
Uh, 16.
Alright, a little bit
And-
of that goes through.
Yeah, suspicion. Tarazi's wielding a one-handed weapon, so he swings also, but I don't know if a 28 is enough.
28 is enough.
Okay. Of course, that's 1 on the D10. So 17 with the null blade. If this exterior counts as a construct, though, then we'll do 2d6 extra.
It does not count as a construct. Now, did you give yourself the aberration bonus on that attack roll?
No, so tack 2 more damage on there.
No, I asked because it's not an aberration. It's an ooze.
Okay, then don't tack on damage. Is it a human?
It is huge, man. But
Okay, then yeah, 16. No, what did I say? 17 points of damage.
all right. So a costly maneuver, as it is a 35 versus your CMD.
Yep, that's enough.
All right, so everyone in the room who can see at least can watch in horror as this goopy pseudopod lifts Tarazi off of the ground and pulls him into the tank, submerging him in this strange, caustic, alien living goo. So straight away, you are going to have to make a fortitude save.
What else would it be but a natural 1, Sam?
Okay, so that'll be 18 plasma damage upon being absorbed there. 2 intelligence damage, and you are currently drowning.
Okay.
So that's fun for you. That, of course, was a swift action. So now it's gonna start slapping Kira and Levi. We'll start with Kira. It doesn't know about the blur. That is a 37 to slap.
37 is pretty good.
66 on the D100. So that is 20 slap damage and a will save.
Will save. That is wait for it. 23.
23, so you save. No intelligence damage there. Alright, now it's gonna go for a slap on the big snake. Natural 1.
Whoa.
And since it didn't get him there, it's going back to
A
Kira.
reminder, Sam, that you get a +4 bonus on me.
Okay, well, I'll slap
come and
you
get
again
me.
then. So while slapping Kira, it is a 35 to hit.
Yep.
It's hard to turn down a +4 bonus. That is another 66 on the D100, if you can believe that.
I sure can.
18 damage and another will save.
That is a 26.
Dang, you're getting some good will saves this time.
I'm being so willful right now.
All right, Kira has all of her intelligence intact. Snake Squad, one of you is badly hurt, the other one is fairly hurt and drowning in plasma.
Let's start with the drowning in plasma. What am I looking at here is this like just a normal grapple escape sitch? Or am I gonna have to try and break out?
You've got a few different options here. You can try a normal combat maneuver check to escape the grapple. You can try an escape artist check to escape the grapple. As if attempting to escape a pin, you can also attempt to break the container from the inside.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that one. And just I'm gonna full attack, but when do I I'm guessing I have to make a fortitude save at some point because I'm drowning. Or do I get to just keep holding my breath because I'm not unconscious?
Let's see how those rules work in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
We're looking up all the rules.
Yeah, I think I get to hold my breath a number of rounds equal to twice my con score.
Yeah.
And every round I'd lose 1. Of every standard action I'd lose an additional 1. So I'm gonna lose 2 rounds of air by full attacking here.
That sounds right. You do also have to make a Constitution check in order to continue holding your breath.
Okay. You said con check, not fort save?
That's what it says. It says, oh no, never mind. That is after I'm good at reading. That's after you run out of rounds.
Cool. Sweet. Then I'm just gonna do 3. I still have the grappled condition, right?
Yeah, you still have the grapple condition while inside the tank.
Okay. Then here's 3 null blade attacks. I'm gonna keep power attack on because it's not doing the full damage. What about a 26?
26 will hit it from the inside.
Okay. 27, and that's a critical threat. I don't know if the inside can be crit.
Can you crit an object?
Can you?
Oh. I don't know.
I don't think you can crit items because, like, there's stuff with destroying items that you can't, like, coup de grace them and stuff to get the free crit. I don't think you can crit them because they don't have, like, special parts and stuff.
Okay.
But still a hit.
How would you... Sorry. How would you rule... I guess then I have to make a successful critical hit to be able to do the shield bash. Okay. So 2 hits. I don't think a 14 is going to hit the inside of this thing. So it's just 2 instead of 3.
Okay, 2 hits. Notably, this is the Null Blade.
Yes. No qual. 26 on the first one. It's max if you're wondering. And 18 on the second.
Alright, that's a non-trivial chunk. Did some real damage there.
Good. Non-trivial chunks are my favorite YouTube flavor. And Levi is going to make a couple attacks trying to break out his friend, despite being incredibly hurt. Uh, 25.
25 won't do
Sorry,
it.
flanking would be 27.
Flanking, then, that is a hit.
Phew. Thanks, Kira. The other one is incredibly not a hit. 17 points of damage.
Alright.
And I know most of that's not going through. Let's just try to grapple it. Now it's the same thing I got last time, and it doesn't work.
Alright. Is he running away?
No, that was a full attack, and he's staying put.
Alright, that'll bring us to Asuma, who's going to try her electric gun, because the fire gun didn't work so good. Missed on the first one. Rolling garbage for Asuma. Same roll for the second one. Third one is going to hit, at which point she discovers the electric gun is no good either, and goes to the frost gun for shot number 4. That'll hit. And she's got... bad at math. Alright. Does a chunk of damage there. Doesn't seem like it all goes through, but at the same time it seems like it does more. And then she will whiff on the final shot, but at least now she knows how she can hit it. And Kira is up.
Okay, Kira's going to switch strategies and go back to just banging on that glass and try and break it with a full attack. Hey, that's a 19. Don't think we can, we just said we can't crit an object, so I'm just going to call it a 19. 19 plus 22? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that's more than 27. So that's 1 hit. 15 plus 18, which is also more than 27. That's 1. That is also a 1. So 2 hits. Let's do this in the guy. roll 6d6 plus 50. Smash that glass. 70?
All right, not all of that goes through, but you're seeing some real cracks starting to form in the weird organic metallic pseudo glass of this thing.
I'll take it.
All right. And
That's my turn.
That'll bring us to the feverish Brixby. Do you have any cowbell for this situation?
I am so useless in this specific fight with this thing that is immune to precision damage that also, like, shrugs off fire. Oh, but you know what I can do? Let me just triple check that this isn't. It's been a little while. Yeah, this is not. This is just a supernatural ability. So Brixby is going to have to move a little closer here. Brixby's going to move out of the doorway and within 30 feet of the creature, and is going to cast Reveal Weakness, his Void Elemental School ability that allows him to reduce the Star's Whisper's AC by half of my caster level, which is currently 12, so I'm going to take its AC down by 6.
That's big.
Yeah, that is. I keep forgetting I do have that thing. It's one of those great scaling, like, school spells. I just want to make sure that doesn't affect anything else. It is to its AC and on saving throws. So it's both. So it's a -6 to AC and saving throws.
But
I
it
can
does
do
get
this.
+6 to attacks because of that.
Oh, I wish. No, I'm kidding. It's got enough. It's doing just fine.
It's got like 48 attacks of opportunity.
It did have a lot of those.
So that's targeting the creature itself, but the container's AC and saves would stay the same.
I don't think I can do it to the container.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it doesn't really say, because, like, I think it says creature in the. Hold on, let me pull this up one more time. When you activate the school power, select a foe. That creature takes. So yeah, that's not an object. Like the distinction between creatures and objects. So
Cool.
yeah, sorry about that. That's just like the only thing I can do right now.
No, this is great. Kill the Whisper.
And
Alan's going to do that right now.
yeah, Alan's got this. Tank that Whisper.
Yeah.
That's the end of my turn.
All right, Alwyn, taking out the Whisper.
I think so. Since this thing has literally called itself a ship mind, I would assume that means it's not mindless and not immune to mind affecting.
Interesting.
And it just had stuff lowered. So he is going to not heal himself. He's going to step back out to where he was before. And he is going to... actually, knowledge rolls are a free action, 1E. He is going to roll a knowledge on the ship mind. Just to make double sure that this is going to work and he doesn't have to do like a scorching ray or something instead.
All right, that is dungeoneering.
Dungeoneering. Now that he can actually physically see it. Okay, that's a much better roll than I've been getting all night. Though it still might not be high enough because I only have a +5 to dungeoneering. So that's a 23.
With a 23, you know that this is a ship mind. Yellowy, viscous liquid bubbles in a large tank suspended by strangely organic cables. Wisps of white gas occasionally escape the roiling fluid, but not enough to ask any questions.
Okay, not even about whether a ship mind has a mind. I'm going to assume it has a mind. So I'm going to attempt to hit it with a sensory overload. So that would be a will save, assuming that it can be hit by mind affecting.
Well, I'll have you know that the ooze subtype is immune to mind affecting, but oozes with an intelligence score lose this immunity, and the ship mind's pretty smart.
Nice.
Let's see. With the -6 to saves, that is an 18.
Without the -6 to saves, that would be a pass. But because of that, that puts it 1 under the DC. So it has been hit with sensory overload, which means for the next 11 rounds, it has to make that roll again to be able to do anything that isn't a move action.
That is a synergy right there.
Oh, thank you, Brixby.
Yeah, we're working together, hiding in the back.
Which brings us to the Star's Whisper's turn. How about a Fortitude save from Tarazi?
Pretty bad roll. It's 21.
So that is going to be 28 plasma damage and 1 intelligence damage. As he boils away in the pool. Now this thing, with the sensory overload, or it's anything other than a move action it has to roll for, or it can still take like
Yes,
quick
anything
actions?
that isn't a move action, it has to roll for.
All
Let me read the text of the spell. For the duration of the effect, the target must succeed at a will save as the same DC as the original effect to perform any standard or full round action. So it can still do a quick action, I guess.
All right. Well, I'm going to roll the will save first because that's how we do things. Oh, nice roll. That is a 24 on the will save.
That means it can act normally this turn, but that does not dispel the effect.
Okay, so first thing it's going to do is just going to reach out like a much less threatening blobby pod thing. It's going to, well, let's roll to cast defensively just in case.
Nail it.
A much
Nail
less
it.
threatening blobby pod thing is just going to reach out and try to touch Kira. So that is a 24 to touch.
Yep.
I'll check for blur. This is a 50 on the blur. So Kira, we are going to need a will save.
All right. There's that same will save dice. Hey, that's an 18 plus 14 for, what, 32 maybe?
That's mean. Making it wasted spells.
So willful right now.
That was a swift action.
Oh, man.
Now it's gonna slap you with a regular threatening slammy do. How does a 32 slap sound?
32 slap sounds good, Sam.
32 slap. Another 50. This is really getting kind of weird. That I keep rolling repeats on the D100. And where did my D8 go? The tray is getting messy. 16 damage and another will save.
There's the 2. 16.
Alright, 2 intelligence damage.
Okay. And that means I'm going to take it from my just... This could be bad, actually.
So
Hang on.
your intelligence mod's going to go down by 1, I think.
Yes. Intelligence, damage. 1, 2. Okay. I feel like at some point this is going to be rough, but it's not 0 yet, right? It has to be 0 before you go unconscious?
Yeah, 0 would knock you out.
Okay. Good. We're fine. Sort of.
Alright. Now it's going to slap the big snake. That is a 35 to slap.
Successful.
And just a reminder that it still gets +4 against me.
Yeah, but it doesn't like being surrounded, even if oozes can't be flanked, which is something I forgot before. 20 damage on the slap and a will save.
Okay. With that 20 damage, Levi is staggered. And a 10 on a will save, so he's going to go staggered and probably comatose.
Only 1 intelligence damage.
Huzzah! Just staggered.
Just staggered, so he's fine. He's gonna live
He'll
forever.
live forever.
So the last slap will go for Kira. That is a 34.
Mm-hmm.
And 28 on the blur, close one. 20 damage. And one more will save.
20 damage. And that's a 19.
19 is not going to do it. That is 3 more intelligence damage.
So I feel like this little number underneath should be going down, right? I guess the score. 3 more intelligence damage. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, it hasn't told me that I'm unconscious, so
I think you should still be okay for a bit.
yeah, I'll be fine.
But as Tarazi struggles inside the alien plasma bubble living tank thing, and Levi is staggered, barely conscious on the outside, and Kira is rapidly losing her capacity for rational thought, I'm going to bed.
Real rough time to go to bed, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Let's see.
Have a night, Sam.
Horrible jar monster.
Thanks for nothing, Sam. Good night.
Don't be careless, Whisper. Good night.
I wish Legal would let us close that app with just Careless Whisper instead of the normal outro.
I bet we could get away with it.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review.
Wave forms, you said? No wave forms?
Wave fortitude saves.
Waveforms.
Audacity.
yeah.
Wave.
My
Picking up
waveforms
those
look so good
waveforms.
with this mic because it actually boosts ahead of time.
Microphone.
Boosted wave forms.
Microscopic
Z.
phone.
Juiced waveforms.
There's nothing I love more than a hot, crisp crust.